So if you haven't paid attention to anything Pokemon Sun and Moon related, then you've probably seen this little guy. If you haven't though, his name's Rockruff, or Iwanko in Japanese, which personally I kinda like a little bit better, but that's just me. He was first revealed in July and seems to have some connection that will be very important in the upcoming games. There have been many theories and ideas as to how Rockruff fits into the games, so I decided to give it my attempt. These are my ideas for Rockruff's possible evolutions.
Rolling, I can never get enough. I've been up too long and I way too drunk, but we straight up in it and we feeling.
Alright, so before we begin, I want to let you guys know again that this is strictly speculation. A majority of this idea has come from leaks we received back in July. Now, the only reason I'm including a leak in my speculation is because much of this leak has actually proven to be true. Now, to prevent this video from being too long, I'm not going to go into detail about what was proven true and what hasn't. So the leak about Rockruff states, Rockruff will evolve into a werewolf. The official site mentions Rockruff howling at night prior to evolution in its flavor text. So that being said, let's go take a look at some of the official information released about Rockruff and work from there. Rockruff are very friendly Pokemon, but their personalities become rougher as they grow. Howling at dusk is evidence their evolution is near. When evolving, they will separate from their trainer and return once their evolution is complete. So with all that said, how does this tie into Rockruff and its evolutions? Well, my theory is that there is a designated spot on each island, and when Rockruff learns the move Howl, you will have the ability to leave it there overnight. Come back in the morning and bam, you have your Rockruff evolution. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, that's because it is. Now, obviously this isn't the end of the video, so let's go ahead and break down each of the 4 designs I had made, especially for this video. The artist, ReallyDarkAndWindie, is very talented, and I advise you all to go check him out. His links will be in the description below, so go show him some love. Also, these ideas aren't 100% perfected yet, so I'd like your input. For each of these evolutions, I want to see what names you guys can come up with, and I'll be picking the best names out of each one. Alright, so let's start by talking about the island on the left. I'll name it Island 1 because numbers. So anyway, Island 1. Obviously it looks pretty barren, right? That's why this would be the location of the ground type Rockruff evolution. Rockruff would be well adapted to living in this desert terrain and would gain the rock and ground typings. I can see this thing gaining the ability Lightning Rod as well and being a pretty strong physical attacker with some pretty decent defenses. A decent moveset could be Earthquake, Crunch, Stone Edge, and maybe U-Turn or something. I think it would have the potential to be a pretty powerful Pokemon if used correctly. So the second evolution would take place on Island 2. See, the numbers are helping. This also just happens to be one of my favorite designs for Rockruff. There's a pretty nice and luscious forest up here, and if you just so happen to leave your Rockruff there overnight, it might just come out looking like this. This thing would gain the grass typing as well as being a primary rock type, and it would become well adapted to living in the forest. I think the ability Contrary would suit it very well, and it would be an awesome special attacker with a pretty high speed stat. As far as moves go, I think Leaf Storm, Substitute Dark Pulse, and Leech Seed would be a pretty good moveset. Alright, so Island 3, this one's pretty lit. Ha ha, I'm so funny. Anyway, this will obviously be the fire evolution, and I'm thinking you leave it at the volcano overnight, come back, and boom, you have your Rockruff fire evolution. And obviously this thing would be rock and fire typings, but I could also see this thing gaining the ability Flash Fire from literally living next to a volcano and probably being a really strong mixed attacker with decent attack and special attack stat. An ideal moveset would be probably Flamethrower, Stone Edge, Flame Charge, and maybe Solar Beam or something. And last but certainly not least, we have, you guessed it, Island number 4. You see that snowy peak right there? Yeah, that one. You leave your little doggo there overnight, come back in the morning, and bam, he's frozen to death. Just kidding, he's actually evolved into this beautiful ice wolf thing. He's also probably got the Snow Cloak ability because, well, when it rains, it pours. Or in this case, when it snows, it hails. But, like all evolutions on this list, it would have the primary rock typing and gain the ice typing as well with a really nice special attack stat. As far as the moveset goes, I would love to see with Blizzard, Ancient Power, Sub, and maybe Double Team. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. I always have a ton of fun making these evolution speculation videos, and this one was especially fun, except for a few technical difficulties I ended up having. I actually almost finished the video last night, which would be Saturday the 27th. But as I was editing, all the audio just disappeared, and I had to re-record everything, and yeah, so we're gonna try and get this out today. If not, well, I apologize. But also remember to leave me some comments with cool names for these Pokemon, because I would love to see what your creative genius minds could come up with. Also, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, maybe share this video with a friend, and subscribe for more Pokemon videos. If you want to see more videos like this one, on screen will be a link to my Sun and Moon playlist video and my countdown video playlist. Who knows, you might find something interesting on there. I'll see you guys in the next video.